Hello, I'm Ron from Ron's Workshop. Today I'd like to show you how to build this little train. And it comes apart and it's very easy to make, but the kids just think it's a great little toy. It has many little parts. It's got wheels, it's got another set of stuff, it's got square blocks, it's got bits, pieces, a smokestack, and all kinds of stuff. And it clicks together like so, and there we are. Simple little thing was a little pattern that I made, and just a circle. It's probably 7 or 8 inches long, and you use this for a lot of the parts. And you need a small piece and a long piece and a couple of medium-sized pieces, and this is all you'll really need to make the train. There'll be wheels, there'll be smokestacks, and all that stuff. And so I've glued some of the pieces together. And this is the basis of the train. This is the other part that you'll need. So probably the first thing to do is get a standard piece of doweling that's round. Just round, cut it off a couple of inches, and then flatten one side over on the sander. And I'll do that, and then I will drill a hole in it for the smokestack. Just taking the bumps off. Okay, we have this now. Just going to round the edge. One edge only. I'll explain later. I'm going to be drilling a hole to fit this little smokestack into it. There's 2 types of drill bits. One has a point on it, and this is for standard drilling. And the other one is called a Forstner bit. It has a flat top on it, and it's used for drilling holes halfway through with a flat bottom. Using the pointed one, quite often you'll be drilling down and the point will go through the other side of the wood, and you don't want that. So you use a Forstner bit. That's what I'm going to be using on that. And so this is a little vise that you can buy for a drill press, and it locks it in, and it's clamped to the table bottom. And you can set this stop to go down so far by using this little thing on the side, and there's a stop on it, and it'll take it down exactly the same depth for everything. So I'll start it up. There's a little stop I was talking about. I've drilled a little hole in this, and I've stopped halfway down, and I have the smokestack, which you can buy at the hobby shop, and you just stick it in like this, and this is going to be your part of your engine. Okay, this is with the smokestack and the hole drilled, and this is just a piece of backing. I've kind of rounded the edge. You stick that on there, glue that, and there's the train starting to take shape already. So these pieces here are just a little bit identical, with a little bit of a facer on the front to give you kind of an engine look appearance. So this is about what happens. I have to drill holes yet. I'm going to be putting pieces on the back, like so. These are just little square pieces. And you can put anything you want on the back part to carry it. I thought I'd put a couple of wheels on the back. Now all I have to do is take this off and drill holes for the wheels, which I'll be going to do now over at the drill. I'll be putting a new drill on it, back to the standard drill with a point on it. Okay, I'm going to be changing the drill to the pointed drill now. So lock everything down so that it doesn't move, and then drill a hole in it. Same with this one. You can buy this little drill card at any hardware store. It's got a whole bunch of holes in it, and they're all marked all the way from 1/2 inch to right down to almost nothing, a 1/16 of an inch. And I'm going to be using a Forstner bit, the flat one, because I want to drill another hole in right through. This will be a 1/2 inch Forstner bit that I'll put through this. Okay. I'm going to be taking this drill out and putting a Forstner bit in, because I want to have a flat side on it. Okay, I'm going to be drilling this just halfway through. I'm just going to smooth the edges off here a bit. I'm going to be measuring dowels and lengths the old-fashioned way. I'll put a couple of wheels on, put it in a hole, find out what kind of space there is, allow a little bit extra, and cut 2 dowels for the front and 2 dowels for the back. Okay. So we got everything pretty well finished now, except the 2 holes for the top for the carrier supplies. I'm going to be putting in a couple of big wheels, and I'm going to be putting a bunch of little square sections, and I've had alternate colors so they look a little better. And I'll just be drilling some holes into this top piece and holes into these little squares, and that should complete it. When it's finished, it will look something like this. And it will have wheels on it, and it will sit in there like that. So it's pretty well completed, except for drilling some holes. And I've used my little stop gauge on the side so that both holes are about the same depth. Okay, it looks like I've got all the pieces cut out. I've got the 2 carriage parts, the main front of the train, the caboose, the smokestack, a ton of wheels. The carrier parts are going to be bigger wheels. More carrier parts are going to be little square things. The whole thing clips together with a little tiny dowel that fits into that hole, and this piece fits on top of it, like so. Now I'll put the wheels on it, put all the little pieces together, and let's have ourselves a little train here. So again, I'll use my little dipstick. I'll put some glue in here. I'll just press on it. Meantime, I can be putting a couple of wheels together with some doweling. While these are gluing, I'll put the caboose on the other part of the car. Take a few seconds for that. I can put this thing on. Press them down, make sure they stick. I'll move this off to one side, and I'll put the caboose on. Put it on, make sure that it's square. Now I can put the smokestack on. Press this together, press down. A little bit of glue on that. Okay, those wheels should be dry now. I can put them on. I'm just going to be putting this little dowel into this hole on here, and it should click like that. We'll give the whole thing a few seconds to dry, and we're ready to load it up. You can put anything on here for carriers, whatever catches your fancy. If you want to put a Christmas tree on it, that would look good too. So I'm just putting these alternate colors on here, just to make it look a little better. This completes the train. It's you can paint it or stain it, and it would be finished at that point. And thank you for watching. Hello, I'm Ron Rushworth, and I'm here today to show you how to make a wheel for toy wheels for tractors or trucks. And this is a finished one pretty well. You can make them any thickness you like or any diameter you want. And this is it. Okay, to start this wheel, all I've done is use a compass and I've drilled a 1/4-inch hole in it. And now I'm going to cut it out on the bandsaw, and then I'm going to put it on a sander and turn up a wheel that will come out like this. Okay, I've just drawn a circle and I've cut a little 1/4-inch hole here. I'm just going to cut very, very roughly around this compass circle that I've drawn. Sometimes the sander gets clogged up with previous things, so this is a rubber sponge you can buy at the hardware store or any wood shop. It's a sponge thing and it cleans the wheels. To make a round wheel, and you can see it's pretty rough, you need a couple of little things to fit on your sander. One of them is a little stick that will fit into this slot. And this slot is used for keeping straight edges and all of that, for all kinds of things. But this thing, you're using it for a completely different purpose. And it's just a stick of wood that fits in here. And it slides easily, so it doesn't have to be too tight, doesn't have to be too loose, but you just cut this to fit. So on top of that, you get a chunk of wood and put this, any old size is fine. And what you do is just put this on here and put, this has to be held on with something, so you get a little nail. That slides and everything's ready now. So I have already pre-measured, and I drilled a 1/4-inch hole here and put a little stick in, or you can use a pin or any sort of a thing. And then this just fits on a bit tight. And turn the machines on. There you have your circle. It just needs to be put on the router and rounded a bit, and that will be completed. Always go to the right to the left. Yeah, that's finished. Well, there's your finished wheel, and this is what we started with. They look pretty close to each other, and they're nicely finished and everything. You make a set of 4, you can turn them into tractors or big trucks or anything for toys. And this is Ron Rushworth, and hope to see you soon.